Okay guys, welcome back. So we have done these two questions having A as third symbol from LHS and A as second symbol from RHS. Okay, now we'll go different questions. Now look at this guys. So I'll give you a different questions. Okay. So meanwhile, I'll give you okay. Now tell me, is this DFA or not? Just tell me, is this DFA or not? Is this DFA or not? What is DFA? At every state, for every input, it must be defined. At every state, for every input, it must have single output state. If you look at this one, suppose I am naming the states as Q0, Q1. Q0 is different for 0 and also 1. Q1 is different for 0 and also 1. Q0 on 0 single, Q0 on 1 single. Q1 on 0 single, Q1 on 1 single. So it is a DFA. Don't say that, sir, it is not DFA because there is no final state. Final state jarurat nahi. Okay. So final states not compulsory. The two conditions must be satisfied. What are they? At every state, for every input, it must have single output state, and every state must be different for every input. Okay. So it is different for 0 and also 1. Different for 0 and also 1. On 0 single, on 1 single. On 0 single, on 1 single. It is DFA. Now look at this guys. Is this DFA or not? Is this DFA or not? Yes, of course, it is a DFA. Why? It is different for 1 and also 0. It is different for 0 and also 1. Different for 0 and different for 1. Different for 0 and different for 1. On 0 single, on 1 single. On 0 single, on 1 single. So it is DFA. And it is also DFA. Okay. So guys, tell me, are these two DFA same? Are these two look same? Look same? Structurally, are they same? In the initial state here, 0 comes, it is going to Q1. 1 comes, then also it is going to 1. In this diagram, in the initial state, 1 comes, it is going to other state. Whereas in this diagram, 1 comes, it will be in the initial state only. So these two diagrams are different. Okay, na? Now I'll give you one question. You just answer this. Okay. The question is very interesting question. You just try this. The number of DFAs that can be drawn over set 0, 1 over set 0, 1 with the two states Q0 and Q1 Q naught and Q1 having always Q naught as the initial state is having always Q naught as the initial state is. Okay guys, I'll give you the options. You want options or without options? Without options कोशिश करो. Without options कोशिश करो guys. The number of DFAs. Example, these are the two different DFAs with the two states Q0 and Q1. Always Q0 is initial, 0 and 1 are the inputs. I have constructed two. If you keep on constructing like this different DFAs, how many different DFAs you can construct? Here two states are given and two inputs are given. Always Q0 as the initial state. And the final states I didn't mention. You take or don't take. It is your wish. Okay. How many different possible DFAs will be there? So this is the question. What is the answer? 16 is wrong answer. 15 is wrong answer. 16 is wrong answer. 8 is wrong answer. 16 is wrong answer. Okay? Are you trying? Oh, 2 to the power of n minus 1. What is n, boss, here? Huh? Arnav Goyal? Do you want options? Do you want options? Hello guys, here structurally they are different. Functionally I am not asking. Functionally both are same because both do not accept anything. They are not having final state. They accept empty language. But how many different DFAs? Possibilities. Structurally different possibilities you can construct. Okay. So that's my question. Okay na? Here both are empty language. Both accept empty language because no final state. So I am not asking that one. So how many different possibilities you can construct? Okay. Shall I go? Will you try? Nine is wrong, 10 is wrong, 4 is wrong, 16 is wrong, 32. Saurya Bhatnagar, wrong. Sanket Pandarinath Rathod. Vikram Rathod. Mister, your answer, how did you get your answer? 10 is wrong, Firoz. Sanket. "24 is wrong, 9 is wrong. Better I'll go for this answer. Dhanraj Chavan, Snehal Dhanraj Chavan, wrong. Pallavi Pandey, how did you get that answer? Unable to approach, Ankit Gwal, very good, nice answer. Okay, look at this guys, I'll tell you. Hello, here Q naught is always initial. Q naught is always initial. Okay, listen. So how many different DFAs we can construct? How many different DFAs we can construct? Okay, present state, next state, zero and one, So what are the states here? Q0 and Q1. Okay, Q0 and Q1. Q0 and Q1. Q0 is always initial. Q0 is always initial. This is the given data. So how many different DFAs you can construct with Q0 and Q1 two states? Q0 is always initial and inputs are 0 and 1. Okay, now listen carefully. Guys, listen. Okay, now guys, here Q0 on 0, can I define like this? Yes or no? Can I define like this? Of course I can define. Otherwise, Otherwise, can I define like this? Of course. So either this way or this way. Are you following? Either this way or this way. You cannot define both this and also this, because we want to consider the DFA, not NFA. So either you define this one only or this one only. So we have two options. So Q naught on 0 you can define in two ways. Are you following? Q naught on 0 we can define two ways. What are they? Q naught on 0 Q naught or Q naught on 0 Q1. You can define like this or Q1. Okay guys, listen. Now what is DFA? Every state must be defined for every input. So Q naught on 0 we have defined. Q naught on 1 I want to define. Q naught on 1 you can define like this or you can define like this. Okay, either Q naught on 1 Q naught or Q naught on 1 Q1. Again Q naught on 1 we can define in two ways. समझ आया? Okay, now Q1 on 0 you can define like this, otherwise you can define like this. Are you following guys? Q1 on 0 I can define the self loop like this, otherwise I can go for Q1 on 0 Q naught, Q1 on 0 Q naught. So either self loop Q1 on 0 Q1 or Q1 on 0 Q naught, two ways. Similarly Q1 on 1 I can define Q1 on 1 Q naught, otherwise I can go for self loop. So Q1 on 1 either self loop or Q naught, again two ways. So guys, look at this one guys. Okay, here how many ways we have? Here 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Are you following? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 power 4 ways. 2 power 4. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 16. Very good. Sanket Rathod. Very good. Babya Chaturvedi is good. Okay, now 16 different DFAs. Structurally we can construct 16 different DFAs with Q naught is initial and Q1 is another state. Okay, guys, tell me in this what is the final state? No final state. So with no one final state, you will have 16 different DFAs. Next, what I do in the next time. So in the next case, what I do, I will take, of course guys, Q naught is always initial. Okay, Q naught is always initial. So two states, Q naught and Q1. Okay, now what I do, I will make Q1 as final. So guys, when no one is final, 16 DFAs. Now also when Q naught is initial and Q1 is final, now also whatever the 16 we got here, the same 16 we will get here also. Then what is the difference guys? Here no one is final, here Q1 is final. So structurally whatever the 16 DFAs you got, we will get same 16 DFAs here also. But here no one is final, here Q1 is final. Okay na? Therefore these 16 are finally different. So next time what I do guys, here next time I will take Q1 as Q naught as final, initial state as final, and the other state as non-final. Are you following? So in the previous case, the other state is final. In the first case, no one is final. In the second case, other state is final. In the third case, initial is final. Now also you will get 16 different DFAs. So structurally these 16, these 16, these 16 are equal, but functionally these 16 and these 16 and these 16 are different, because here no one is final, here other state is final, here initial state is final. So finally all these are different. Now guys, next case, what I do, I will take both are as final, means this is Q naught, initial, and this is Q1. Okay, so I will take both states as final. Are you following? Both states as final. So whatever the structurally we got the 16, same 16 we get, but functionally here both are final, here initial is final, here other is final, here no one is final. So finally 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16, what is the answer? 64 is the answer. Okay, now guys, look at this guys. Any DFA or any finite automata or any NFA, any NDFA or any automata, in that automata, if a state is there, that state can be either final or non-final. A state can be a final or non-final. Is there any other way of representing the state? No, either final or non-final. So two ways. A state can be a final or non-final. Two ways. A state can be a final or non-final. Two ways. Are you following? Don't say that off final, off non-final. Okay, either final or non-final. Two ways you can represent. So Q1 can be a final or non-final. 2 into 2, 2 square into 16. So answer is 4 into 16. 64 is the answer. Okay guys, 64 is the answer for this question. Okay. So guys, copy this guys. Copy this. Okay, I'll do a small change in this question. Will you try? Guys, will you try? I'll do a small change. Here the answer is 64. Copied? Copied, guys? You please respond. Okay, I do a small change in the question. Guys, in this question, the number of DFAs that can be drawn over set 0, 1 with two states Q0 and Q1 having always Q0 as the initial state is. If I don't mention this always Q0 as initial, this part, always Q0 as initial, if I delete this part, means the number of DFAs that can be drawn over set 0, 1 with two states Q1, Q0 and Q1 is dash. In the previous question, I have clearly mentioned Q0 is initial, but now no, I am not mentioning any initial state. You can take Q0 as initial or Q1 as initial, either Q0 as initial or Q1 as initial, but don't take both at a time initial. Sir, I take Q0 and Q1 both are the initial state. In the case of DFA, there will be only one initial state, whereas NFA you can have multiple initial states, but in DFA there will be only one initial state. So now tell me the answer. Are you following? What do you understand what I am asking? Is the same data, Q0 and Q1, two states, two inputs. You can take anyone as initial. How many DFAs will be there? Okay? So copy this question. Abhijit, wrong answer. Madhav Mishra, wrong answer. Aryan, wrong answer. Aryan Bumpal, wrong answer. Sibi Goyal, wrong answer. Arpit Yadav, wrong answer. Arnav Goyal, wrong answer. Babya Chaturvedi, wrong answer. Abo, Firoz, wrong answer. Aftab Ansari, bah, 256, wrong answer, boss. Sanket Pandarinath Rathod, wrong answer. Saurya Bhatnagar, wrong answer. Subratho Chaudhary, wrong answer. Surjit Mandal, wrong answer. Where is Rikati Pal? I am not getting any message. And Ritu, I am not getting any message. What happened to you today? Muhammad Salim, wrong answer. Pratiksha, wrong answer. Sarjit Mandal, wrong answer. Saurya Bhatnagar, wrong answer. Subratho, wrong answer. Saurya Bhatnagar, don't send me repeatedly. Wrong answer. Muhammad, wrong answer. Pratiksha, wrong answer. Aftab Ansari, wrong answer. ए सोच के दे दो ना, बिना सोच कैसे दे रहे हैं क्या? हाँ, जरा फोकस. करम पसुलु, क्या यार ये? PSSALUJA, what is PSS? Priya Mukherjee, wrong answer. Subha Goyal, Correct answer, but how? Pradum Verma, right? Subi Goyal, right? But how? Amarnath Chaudhary, wrong answer. Chale? Shall I give the answer? Aftab Ansari, wrong. Yogendra Singh, wrong. Amarnath, wrong. Parth, wrong. Okay, enough. Gaurav Kumar, wrong answer. Chalo, I'll give the answer. Guys, answer is 64 only. Answer is 64 only. Now also, the answer is 64 only. 64 only. Even though I mention or don't mention, whether I give or don't give the initial state, the answer is 64 only. I'll tell you. Okay guys, listen. Okay guys, okay, when Q0 is initial, definitely there will be 64 different EFAs, no doubt. When Q0 is initial, there will be 64 different EFAs. इसमें कोई doubt नहीं है, 100%. When Q0 is initial and Q1 is another state. And similarly, when Q1 is initial, then also there will be 64 different EFAs, then also 64 different EFAs, no doubt. When Q0 is initial, 64. When Q1 is initial, 64. Okay, here also 64 answer, no doubt. So 64 plus 64 is 64 only. ये कैसे? 64 plus 64? Many times I am doing wrong, sir. That's why today I am staying silent. DFA construction first wala questions was coming right, then last questions were wrong. After your explanation, it became clear. Don't worry, you are trying, na? Be happy. Okay, Rekati Paul, never get disappointed. You are focusing on the questions and you are continuously listening and continuously trying. Okay, no doubt, don't worry. So, after my class, revise my notes and try the questions of the workbook, then definitely you will feel happy because most of the questions you can solve. But my sincere advice is, before going to the workbook, you just do the revision of this class. Okay na? So don't get disappointed. You will be happy when you do the workbook questions. Okay, now come back. So Q0 is initial, 64, no doubt. Q1 is initial, 64. These 64 same only. I'll tell you. Hello guys, when Q0 initial, there will be 64 DFAs. Okay, so one of them I am constructing. Okay, out of 64, one DFA I am constructing. Now tell me, is this DFA or not? Hello guys, are you following? When Q0 is initial, we will have 64 DFAs. Out of those 64, I have constructed one DFA. Now tell me, is this valid, invalid? valid invalid, okay na? It is DFA. Similarly, when Q1 is initial, we will have 64 and one of them I am constructing. So is this DFA or not, tell me. Is this DFA or not, tell me. Okay, now yes, this is DFA. Now guys, I delete the names of the states. I don't like the names. I hate these names. Okay, I have constructed. Names are not at all important. Okay, look at this guys. Hello, hello. So this is the DFA na. Just turn this. What here? Otherwise this DFA na. Just turn this. What? Both are same. Both are same. So when Q0 is initial, whatever the 64 DFAs we get, when Q1 is initial, whatever the 64 we get, these 64 are identical. Therefore 64 plus 64 is 64 only. So whether I give the initial or I don't give the initial, the number of DFAs will be 64 only. Yeah, does not depend on naming. Saurya Bhatnagar. Okay. Okay, now I'll give you a different question. Will you try? I love you. So try this question. So when Q0 is initial 64, even though it is not mentioned the initial, have you taken the question? Okay. So then also 64 answer only. Okay. 64 DFAs. Now next question. Tell me the answer with the three states. With the three states. How it is changed here? Oh, right. Q naught, Q1, Q2. Let one state is initial. I am taking Q naught initial. 512 wrong answer. Ankit Gwal. The number of DFAs that can be drawn over set 0, 1 with 3 states is present state. So states are Q naught, Q1, Q2. I have taken initial as Q naught. So Q naught is initial. Okay. Q naught is initial. Q naught is initial. Ankit Gwal, can't you say that answer? Huh? Shall I go for calculation or what? Multiply करके बोलो. Pratiksha, Nandakumar, Surya, wrong answer. Parth, wrong answer. Aryan Bampal, wrong answer. Saurya Patnagar, wrong answer. Muhammad Salim, wrong answer. Madhav Mishra, wrong answer. Pratiksha, Nandakumar, Surya, wrong answer. Wow, Pradum Verma, right. Good. Right answer. Subrato Chaudhary, wrong answer. Annab Ansari, wrong answer. Priya, right answer. Very good. Yogendra Singh, wrong. Abhijit, wrong. Baba, 11,664. कैसा आया था इतना ज़्यादा नंबर? Karam, wrong answer. Kumari Sneha. You have attended for CD class, na? I remember your name. Karam Passage, wrong answer. Bo, Arnav Goyal, 19,683. इतना नंबर कैसा है था आपको? अंकित right, संकेत right, Subi Goyal, 2, wrong answer. Kumari Sneha, wrong answer. Subrata Chaudhary, Arnav Goyal, 19,000. ये आंसर कैसा है था? Pallavi Pandey, don't give me the calculation, okay? Just you tell me. Aftab Ansari, wrong. Chalo, I'll go for solution. Vishnupriya, wrong. Subi Goyal, 65,536. Babya Chaturvedi, right. चलो अंजलि रॉन्ग. अंजलि wrong answer. Yes, Pallavi Pandey, right, very good. Saurya, very good. Okay guys, listen, I'll go for the answer. We have three states. We have three states. Let Q0, Q1, Q2. These are the three states. Okay. Let Q0 is always initial. Why? Let Q0 is always initial and Q1, Q2 are the other states. Now guys, we must represent at every state for every input. We must define for at every state for every input. Okay. So Q0 on 0, I can define like this. If not, I can define like this. Okay. If not, I can define like this. Okay. So Q0 on 0, I can define like this, or I can define like this, or I can define like this. Any one only. Q0 on 0, Q0 or Q1 or Q2. So any one. So we have three options. What are they? Q0, if not Q1, if not Q2. Okay. So we have three options. So Q0 on 0, three ways. Now Q0 on 1, again you can define like this. If not, are you following? You can define like this. If not, you can you can define like this. Are you following? So Q0 on 1, again you can define in three ways. Similarly, Q1 on 0, I can define like this. If not, I can define like this. If not, I can define like this. Okay. So Q1 on 0, we have three options. Similarly, Q1 on 1, three options. Q2 on 0, three options. Q2 on 1, three options. So three possibilities you can say. So guys, how many are these? How many are these? So 3 into 3 into 3, 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. How many say 3's? 3 power 6 3's. 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. Okay na? 6 3's. And any state, final or non-final, two ways. Q1 can be final or non-final. Q2 can be final or non-final. So 2 into 2 into 2, 2 cube. 2 cube. Are you following? Are you following? 2 cube into 3 power 6. So 8 into 3 power 6. 5832 is the answer. 5832 is the answer. Okay na? I repeat. Q0 on 0, you can go to Q0 or Q1 or Q2. Three ways. Similarly, Q0 on 1, three ways. Q1 on 0, three ways, three ways, three ways, three ways. Any state can be final or non-final. Only two different ways. Don't say this is 3, this is 3, this is 3. Because any state can be a final or non-final. Two ways. Two ways. Two ways. Q0 can be final or non-final. Q1 can be final or non-final. Q2 can be final or non-final. Total 8 combinations. What are they? No one is final. Any one is final. 3 plus 1, 4. Okay, then any two final, okay, then all are final. Total 8 combination will get. Okay, that is the answer guys. 5832. Okay, copy. Okay, Saurya, good. Good. One more into two na. Abhijit, kaise? Any state final or non-final, two ways. Q0 final or non-final, Q1 final or non-final, Q2 final or non-final. So 2 into 2 into 2, 2 cube, 8 combinations. Okay, you just tell me what are the other combination. Not 8, then 8, 16 combination will come. If I say another into 2, Abhijit, wrong answer. So 8 combinations. Okay, now guys, I'll give you one more. So I will go for generalized. Copied? We'll go for generalized means states and inputs. So tomorrow your class, digital class is 2 to 5:30 and 6 o'clock I'll take the class TOC. Then Saturday you don't have TOC class. Most probably Saturday morning you will have digital electronics, but there is no TOC class on Saturday. And Sunday you will have class. That timings tomorrow I'll tell you. Okay, Sunday you will have TOC. So Sunday TOC class will be there from evening either 3 o'clock or that time, 4 to 9, 4 to 10 that time. Okay, I'll take lengthy class and there is no class on Monday. And Tuesday, Wednesday also we will be having classes, and most probably we will have long sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday if everyone is willing. Okay, because I don't have any offline classes on from Sunday onwards. So if possible, we will have the class Sunday from 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, 3 to 9 or 2 to 10 like this, like that. Okay, we'll plan, we'll discuss. Chalo guys, copied. Now look at this. Suppose guys, in general there are n states. There are n states, okay, and m inputs. Just hold on. What I am saying is, suppose there are some inputs like this. States I'm talking. First I'll take Q1, Q2, Q3, okay, Q4, so on. There are n states, and any one has to be initial. At one Q1 is initial, okay, and inputs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. Suppose m inputs. Are you following? M inputs. Now, how many different DFAs we can construct? How many? So, take this structure, guys. Sir, on Sunday we have Choti Diwali. In the evening we have rituals. Please take morning class. Okay, मैं बात करूँगा मैनेजमेंट से, because if the Sunday morning this studio is free, okay, we will plan. Otherwise, at least 2 to 6 I will take the class. Okay, guys. So copied. Now listen, guys. Hello. Here Q0, Q1. There is no Q1. Sorry, there is no Q0. See, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Qn. How many states are there? How many states? N states. N, because I started from Q1, not Q0. If I started from Q0, then Q0 to Qn, N plus 1 states will be there. That is the reason I have started Q1. So N states and inputs also, I started from 1. M inputs, N states and M inputs. Now listen, guys. Q1 on 1, I can go to Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4 or Q5 or so Q1 on 1. Are you following? There is a Q1, I must define for 1. So I can go to Q1 on 1, I can go to Q1. Otherwise, I can go to Q2. Okay, otherwise I can go to Q3, Q1 on 1. Otherwise, I can go to Q4. So guys, okay, so Q1 on 1, N different ways. Q1 on 2, N ways. And Q1 on 3, N ways, N ways, N ways, N ways. So Q1 on M also N ways. So Q2 on 1, you can go to Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4, N ways, N ways, N ways, N ways. And here also N ways, N ways, and these N ways, N. Okay. Okay, so guys, tell me N into, how many N's are these? M N's, na? N into. Somebody is calling me. Okay, so N into N. Okay, M times, N into so on into N, M times. And how many are these? Okay, these are N's. So N into, how many? These are M and these are N. So how many are there? So N's are okay, N into. So how many? M into N, N's. Now guys, a state can be a final or non-final, So every state can be final or non-final. So 2 into, how many 2's are these? N 2's. Therefore, the answer is 2 power N into N power M into N. This is the answer. Okay, copy this, guys. This is the answer. The number of DFAs you can draw with N states and M inputs is okay. I'll give you one question, you try. Just copy this. Have you taken the structure? Earlier you have taken the structure, na? सर मेरे तरफ से एडवांस में हाँ हाई लेंदी क्लास के लिए Okay, so 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, so total, okay, how many ways? 2 power, how many 2s are these? N, so 2 power n, okay, 2 power n into, so these are m and these are n, m into n, n's, n into n into n into, so this is the answer, okay. So guys, I'll give you one question, you just try. Copied or not copied? Okay, now take the question. The number of DFAs that can be drawn over set 0, 1 with two states that accepts empty language is okay, copy this guys. Empty language मतलब क्या? Which do not accept anything. How many different DFs will be there that accepts empty language with two states, two inputs? That is the question. Okay, copy. Move the slide up right. Okay, slide up right. Okay. जल्दी करो यार. This one. Okay. Okay guys, that's all. You just try this question. Try this question guys. Try this question. And tomorrow we'll continue. Thank you. Thank you guys. Good night. Wrong answer. Arnav, Abhijit, Yogendra, all are wrong answers. Wrong answer, Abhijit.